Court dismisses Kusi Boateng's contempt suit against Ablakwa. Support us by subscribing to our channel. Smash the like button. Leave us a comment about the news we upload. Don't forget to share. The High Court in Accra has dismissed contempt charges brought against North Tongu Member of Parliament, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, by Secretary to the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral, Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng. Lawyers of the Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng filed the contempt charges after the MP was cited in a video refusing to be served with court processes relating to a defamation suit brought against him and kicking the documents with his foot in the process. Reverend Kusi Boateng has sued the NDC legislator for making publications suggesting that he is engaged in a conflict of interest and double identity for allegedly operating under another name, Kwabena Adu Jayamfi. The court on Tuesday, however, dismissed the contempt charges on the grounds that the bailiff was not a certified staff of the judicial service. According to the judge, the Chief Justice in 2021 directed that writs should only be served by members of the judicial service. But the court noted that the alleged bailiff is not a staff of the judicial service, hence the process cannot be said to be legitimate. The case was also dismissed on grounds that the alleged bailiff did not follow processes meant to be followed in serving a member of parliament who is on parliamentary duties or on his way to parliament, as was claimed by Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa February 3, 2023, when the incident occurred. The judge also, in delivering his ruling, indicated that the applicants did not prove the contempt charge beyond reasonable doubt as there were inconsistencies in the facts presented before the court. Justice Charles Jayamfi Dabkwa dismissed the case and Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng was handed a cost of GHC 10,000. After dismissing the contempt application, the court further awarded cost of GHC 10,000 against Reverend Boateng in favor of the MP. Contempt after filing the defamation case, which was in relation to some allegations against him relating to the National Cathedral project, Rev Boateng cited Mr. Ablakwa for contempt, accusing the MP of kicking the court process served on him by the court bailiff. Not guilty, however, in its ruling dismissing the contempt application, the court held that the said bailiff, Ellis Arma, who served the court processes on the MP, was not a recognized officer of the judicial service. Such a move, the court held, was against a directive by the Chief Justice that court processes should be served by official bailiffs of the judicial service. Again, the court held that court process could not be served on the MPs performing parliamentary duties. The applicant, the court held, should have ascertained whether or not Mr. Ablakwa was performing parliamentary duties on the day the process was served on him, and if he was, effect the right process of service. Justice Dankwa further dismissed the application on the basis that there were inconsistencies in the affidavits filed by Rev Boateng and the said bailiff who filed the application. According to the court, whereas the purported bailiff claimed the court process was put in the MP's car and the legislator threw it away, Rev Boateng said the process was put at the side of the MP and he kicked it. The application for contempt is thrown out as the applicant could not prove his case beyond reasonable doubt, Justice Dankwa held.
High Court. When say National Cathedral when samba by no and then some no e by papa nemo ebi na eye no ton brasebedwani owura Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa ekoka nsem bia owura Victor Kusi Boateng oye trustee e ma cathedral no e den copy mu court ensensem no bobo ya me copy say ne nsem bia wakeka no wabu court na nimtia enei court akwa setena say nsem a wo kanfa owura Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa ho no entese na eba no court abo asem na to agu yenua bema akable wono eno kopie mu okota no peya emu ntirem ne de wono wogina ho nti obetimi aka akire ble akwaba
yenua
said ensem ne tie no agya court nsem wono agina ho boboso nkakra kire bubumu se na court kan ni se ne a o se owura Ablakwa odimu bi mu nti no wojai no no
obekaya fine say odi Okudzeto Ablakwa kwa in court no video bi be PA na as obi di court nkrata bi ma Okudzeto Ablakwa nkrata ni to from a ye hu se osifi ni ka more than be boy no enti eno hu nsem na ode kwa in court no cha de Okudzeto Ablakwa ye say the court krata ma na witumi de wona ye abo akwachi ne de and contempt of court dia ama court no enim aba format e wonti o se court no tumi etwe na so then Okudzeto Ablakwa ne lawyer so mo ka che court ne say sa nipa no ode nkrata ne be ma no sa nipa no onye obi a no ye adwuma judicial service if you say omo kira chief justice indicate say so obi e de obi kodan court na opese ode krata ne koma nipa na we say obi oye adwuma judicial service ene tumi ne krata ne koma nipa no afin so bi omo san ka say embra nipa ne de nkrata ne ba no ka che nipa ne say ne owo nam kwan so okọ parliament enti amu behia say under Ghana constitution obi okọ parliament don't mean to me fan krata say yes you no court into me fan share any semusa and afi de atwa to obi mo san edi indicate say eye nsem na nkasa omoda beda in court na nkasa na nye nsem a isisi so because in one breath all kind documents ne bi omo to me chair omo say in krata no omo du ne nchen omo de to ne kanim afi so ba ku bi omo assign say omo de nkrata ne to ne nchen a ordinary nine boy enti we na judge no awotna assembly so justice Charles Jemfie ka say de omo ya akokeka ne de eya ye say insiso if say de kan no enkrata ne de we omo di kan ka say omo de to kan na afi omo sign ka biom say omo de to ne 19 no o say contempt ne de eya ye criminal offense quasi criminal offense no standard ne say e wo say ye prove beyond reasonable doubt e say adanse na de ban court no eni so obinya ho popo ye kra but the way asem no mo kan ba ko ne fa ba ko biom ne eno no hwe kaboma ekwa ye se enya asema eye no kre na afi nso biom ocha nipa na ode nkrata no koma MP no na afi sa nipa iso onye obi oye adwuma ewo eye judicial service na mbra MP ni bona mane se na okọ parliament no na de ose nipa ne ye ne se obetwentwen so na akọ check from parliament se eja adwuma bi wo parliament okọ akodi an nti okọ parliament na enye se ode nkrata no ebekwa akọ to fom wona waka se eni nti ode nkrata na mana de obeye no onfa honye nti we na court no ejina so ka se asema Reverend Kusi Boateng e de abetu dwane de wabo atoegu nti enu ne chie na eye lawyers omugide mu ema eye Okudzeto Ablakwa mo ka che court ne se be yanka court no omo cost if se omaboka se omahyeso mo nkrata na mababa dan court no wabra court na kasa asema ye twemo be si court fa ho no enya asema court na ne omo ya adwen fa ho nti eni nti omutumi de bo bi to Reverend Kusi Boateng so obetumi tua amount na relieve your from legal fees nti na court no agree omo fix amount for 10,000 cedis
nti say court no 10,000 ama ora Ablakwa ne lawyer for no
sa pepe
obi bisa o say asem na nkasa po no eno ewo ho no mansa na contempt we ba no eno ho asem so tese
eno gusu da court no egusu onya and decide this particular matter no and say ensema Okudzeto Ablakwa kan wo Facebook no na de kan radio ni TV ni ade ensema egu Reverend Kusi Boateng ufin an engu ni ufin se na omo kan no potaka sam se defamation no sa asem de gusu da court na kachia court no enye ho adwuman.
Let's listen to this old news. The contempt of court case against Ablakwa was adjourned. A contempt of court application filed against the Member of Parliament for North Tongu, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, by the General Secretary of the National Cathedral Board of Trustees, Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, was adjourned.
Super. And court being it's not semi so.
General jurisdiction 12. Okay. It's not a law court complex. Yes.
Intina judge what ne dwem ye hwan.
Mekani de na maboni de natural. Yeah, but it's now second floor of the High Court. Okay. Case omotena so case involve Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa and Reverend Kusi Boateng. Asema Reverend Kusi Boateng actually the court in court no. I said obekaya embrebia enche bia na Sir Okudzeto Ablakwa started some series of publications be relative to Reverend Kusi Boateng having multiple identities according to him.
Sure.
I see a sign friend cabinet do Jemfie. Sure. And nothing. So I see we who the document back could be a date of birth near different. And now feel later we can't 10 and 7 who send the baby. And Reverend Kusi Boateng the Kodain court or say and can be anchor court no unrestraining Mr. Okudzeto Ablakwa pending the determination of the substantive defamation case of filing.
Yes.
And we know that there was a 10-day injunction that was granted. then it okay time attempted some more serving with court processes no.
Yes, on the defamation case,
no. You know this video went viral.
Sure.
And now all kick it court processes no. And they proceeded to cite him for contempt.
Okay.
And then on a contempt aspects no. And now also court meet now.
Maybe into video way no. And more mutie or Facebook and as a mutie or radio so. And some Joseph Eken na no video no I ready. A chegu or share or Facebook live or share YouTube live. Now Joseph mo shanko konko kwe why more.
According to omo leaders ni bi on metwetwe nkomo or say omufi a North Town traditional area ho.
Oh, okay.
Yes, now.
Yes, now
I think a couple of days ago they actually issued a statement.
Yeah. They did a press conference. And the NRA edition of the Daily Graphic captured that story.
Yeah. It's almost say in line with that statement that we issue, they take the view that this member of parliament or your member of parliament omujini di pa no muchra the omoto abama ne so nkoye of parliament ne ho eno ho adwuma na odia ase bibi ya ba ebetumi ha ne kakra nti eno nti no se bibi se ekos wan tempa no
solidarity
so betumi beginem no mo
beginem you not thrown by
dressed
in red
be mo se na eja traditionalist ne be dress na de bi mo 9 da form talote omo hye bi but omo be pie mo ha mo kira on support branch no she white ni say the 9 da form
ono the 9 da form white no also a traditional leader in there and did they say every time the court was sit on any of the applications on beba
almost as far as the interaction we had no much so munyanti yes court betina sa asem yesu dia on ba be pio
on betanichi abetanichi my enquire for say in this matter no there are about 3 or 4 different applications. Number 1, Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa Nkasa filed a petition to Shraj.
Yeah.
Lawyers for Reverend Kusi Boateng responded to that petition. Shraj entna so as we speak. And here the conflict of interest aspect. No? Good. And subsequent to that, Kusi Boateng share the lawyers. Send the lawyers and file a defamation suit in court. In that defamation suit has been filed. And no more 7 or premises of Metro TV a coffin and same way in a buy. And based on some na isi and omasenya file contempt application. And mind you, so apart from Nina, there's also a privacy application before the High Court, if you recall. An application invoking the jurisdiction of the High Court for the enforcement of the fundamental human rights under Article 33 of the 1992 Constitution. And Reverend Kusi Boateng as a court and share among stop it
from sharing
further information any other. Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa Nechidiphobia buyer including deputy minority leader and general secretary of the ND so mono kase dabi where the answer soft one kasa as on no the assembly ba court but science through Okudzeto Ablakwa ba court why ready so be in 7 and a half more than none baby that's where we are by yenhwe ha wa nioma abc akọ apart from this is there any other major
no for another this was the main issue any echo DHR echo PMU
Professor Naana Jane Opoku Ajiman ba court
or baby PMB
and also another application a court nima yenya enka was mind you say based on sa application no and almost saying 10-day interim injunction yes those are the different applications before the court and the course no the contempt charge and nam the see Metro TV premises no Kusi Boateng and the lawyers a file and no court na so ene the omoko court the day in the sea
enti omoko PMU court no lawyers are omujire muma member of parliament no omo normal file a response to the contempt application even though say the MP had not been served personally with the court processes no omocha they saw a copy of the contempt process on social media and they decided to respond to that.
No, Honorable Okudzeto lawyers in the
class. Sorry, or there are some more catcher court. No, and Honona a year Bobby Banson, Ojide Muma, Reverend Kusi Boateng, or catcher court and say contempt there and brand name that requires over 70 pounds personally.
Yes.
And now, since we nipan wakwaye embrace bejuanino, then there were home here say the process never comply with the constitutional process.
Sure.
So it's not something that you can just serve it anyhow.
Sure.
And even though say wakase yen serving it formally, no, it means that he cannot respond to the application for contempt.
Okay.
And so the matter cannot proceed. And to obey the anchor court, no, and journey proceedings, no.
Now, almost seven
either personally and now say I'm make a request for substitute service. Now, court and grant substitute service, now then they can effect that as well. And hono, some Okudzeto Ablakwa, member of parliament for North Town, lawyers, no, money, boy, Bans and
okay.
Almost say, Oma Babi PMU, and they are willing to waive his rights to personal service. So the court should go ahead and let them move.
Okay, Jomono a proposal, he said they would want to waive his right to personal service.
Because
how about the constitutional injunction? No?
So that was the point that Bobby Banson advanced, which eventually the court agreed with it.
In the court, any Bobby Banson here.
Yeah, you cannot waive a constitutional provision. And so the applicant should take steps to serve the contempt application either personally or seek leave of the court to do the substituted service. No. After court processes, proceedings, F.Kwetey to be PMU, General Secretary of the NDC.
Yeah, General Secretary.
Deputy Minority Leader.
Okay.
Amakofi Also, MP.
Sure, Elembele.
Over PMU. Now, especially MP for Elembele, some can say.
Yes.
As far as they are concerned, a year Reverend Kusi Boateng the lawyers for no more than if you want some
application.
Because of which when I will say MP no we boni be enter into court national so.
Sure.
After MP ba court, Reverend is one back court so.
Okay.
It's no more point number 1.
Okay.
So once I am back court no create no crampo no. Na afin so no. The omba be yen say wa ya baso ye say wa dey back court no kawasema wo say yen nya adjournment. It almost say omo dey ye say omo dwane from application. But the explanation from the side of a Reverend Kusi Boateng legal team no is that it's just because the constitutional requirements, because of the potential of whatever conclusion the court comes to
can be
quashed by a higher court. And so they believe that it is important that whatever step is taken at this stage is in conformity with the basic rules, so that a conclusion be adia there will not be any
higher court in question. Because especially say constitution offers to 7 members of parliament, you have to go strictly by that, because the procedure is as important as the substantive law itself. That's why Reverend Su team make that particular application, and fortunately for them, the court in your are doing.
Yes,
it is and the court now are Johnny indefinitely.
Indefinitely, right? Yes, because of the fact that they have 2 options. Either the service is still done, because from what we understand from them, an attempt to, even this particular person, an attempt was made to serve him, but they were not successful at doing that.
Okay.
And so that's how come. They said that they are surprised that they had showed up because they've not even served them.
Oh, okay.
But they not only showed up, they had actually found a response.
A response
based on what they said they had seen on social
online
media as a response to what had been found. And
okay.
And court decided say journey indefinitely, especially because they have 2 options of either opting to try and serve him still or going for the substitute service. Unless those 2, one of those things are complied with now, it will be difficult for the court to fix a date. So once that is done, then a date.
Now the constitutional injunction on serving him, that is where you go through the Speaker of Parliament, right?
Yeah, that is one avenue. Or the other option, Obekaya, North.
Yes.
James Judge, it dragged for a while at the Supreme Court because of this issue of service. Because they are tried to do their service through the parliamentary process. They were not successful. They had even gone to his residence in the area. They were not successful. Then eventually they had to do the substitute service in the papers before eventually the matter came. But in this particular instance, a bit of the difference that we are seeing here is the fact that the individual we were about
court.
Just that the court took the view that the issue should be continued appropriately in terms of the constitutional injunction. And in this particular instance, the court took the view that Sadia comply
now 7 or rightly enough on the substantive contempt issue. And on the other way, not just say until so maybe contempt the substantive defamation suit
as far as we know, but earlier on, you see, even with the dates in the crampon, because the initial understanding that we got, there was supposed to be a hearing tomorrow. So even when we got wind of this particular development, we were even a bit confused as to which of the process will be dealt with today.
Okay.
And so that is another aspect that we would have to cross-check and see what becomes of that. But we know that yes, a particular case then they give you rise to this particular one because in an attempt to serve that no much the way or conducting who you're responding to bailiffs some about some serving they took the view that amounts to a disrespect of the court, and so the court should punish him for contempt.
Okay, that's basically where we are. As a recap, no, and from the Joseph any channel, not just the contempt application. Mind you, say contempt we no free time omokwa serve Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa the premises of Metro TV with the defamation suits no BBC video no echo viral said you nyina mu hu ye no eno nam so ma Reverend Kusi Boateng share the lawyer say omo incite Honorable Okudzeto for contempt ndi omo file a contempt application no hu hearing ene e ba so no but Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa chiremu a enya de omo serving with the contempt application but ohun on social media and the lawyers or man lawyers a respond but Kusi Boateng a lawyers ka said dabi we a member of parliament emrano chere ekwan ye wose ye fa so e survey when you see en survey wo there court ni ntu nhyeda na ye me survey ye survey wi a na ye nyina ya sen aba court na ya baba betna ensem so but
thanks for watching. Support us by subscribing to our channel. Smash the like button. Leave us a comment about the news we upload. Don't forget to share. For your encouragement and participation on my YouTube channel, I wanted to take a moment to say thank you. I appreciate you being here, whether you've been a subscriber for a while or are just now tuning in.